salah in Mecca is the equivalent of 10,000 salahs in any other masjid. And in the last 10 nights of Ramadan is doing i'tikaf. When a man that is in need walked by and whispered to him, and immediately he wrapped up his i'tikaf. Where's he doing i'tikaf? Some of us in Ramadan, we can't wait. The greatest thing I can do in Ramadan is do Umrah. I want to go to Umrah. Just spend 1 day, 2 days in Mecca and come back. No, he is in Mecca doing i'tikaf for 10 days and 10 nights. Which 10 days? The best 10 days of the year and the best 10 nights of the year. The last 10 nights of Ramadan, most likely Laylatul Qadr is in it. And a man comes in need, and Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, stands up and in a loud voice says, my dear beloved Prophet told me, to help a Muslim that is in need is better in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than to do i'tikaf for 70 days. Not 40, 70 days. But now listen to the addition that Abdullah ibn Abbas says. Whether it is completed or not. Someone says, I need your help. I can't pay my rent. How much is your rent? $1,000. Okay, let me ask some of the brothers, $100, $50, whatever. Instead of 1,000, we gathered 700. Were we able to pay your rent? No. So this hadith says whether it is completed or not completed, as long as you stood to support that sister or brother that is in need, it is better than doing i'tikaf for 70 days or 70 nights in the house of Allah in Mecca. Jabr al-Khawatir. The most deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves is when you heal and you support the heart of your brother and sister. We're not talking about donations and financial help. No, we're talking about being there supportive of them. When someone loses a brother or a sister or a father or a mother or a child, they don't need your money, they don't need your wealth. What they need is that sister and that brother that stands by them and supports them and is helping them. And that's what we need. That's called Jabr al-Khawatir, is when you go to someone's heart that is shaken, that is broken, and you heal it and put it together. That is the greatest form of worship that you can do. So you ask, what is the worst sin then? A man came to a scholar and said, Imam, what is the worst sin? The Imam looked at him and said, my son, let me ask you, what is the worst sin? He said, Imam, as far as I know, the worst sin is tark salah. Someone that doesn't pray, that's the worst sin. He said, no. He said, it's to reject someone that is poor and someone that is needy and needs your help and support, and you break their heart. He said, Imam, I haven't heard that before. Where's your dalil? Where's your proof? Don't just make up stuff. Where's your proof? He said, haven't you read the Quran? What does Allah do? When something is important, He mentions it first. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. We did with this? Now, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Do you see the one that diminishes and disrespects the religion? What? When someone is in need, they push them away. When someone is poor, they deprive them and embarrass them. Then Allah says, and they do not pray. The biggest sin, my brothers and sisters, is when you have a brother, a sister that is in need. They need your support, that emotional support. They have that broken heart. Something is torturing them. Something is distressing them. Something is a heavy load over them. The worst sin is to add to it. I went to the doctor today, and mashallah, we have a lot of those brothers and sisters. I went to the doctor today, and he told me that I have diabetes. Oh yeah, you deserve it. You eat so much sugar. It's your problem. You deserve it. I'm already heartbroken. But a lot of us like to dump more. You know, when you're down, instead of pulling you up, we like to kick people down. I get into an accident. You deserve it. You see how crazy you drive? You're almost driving over the speed limit and this. I'm surprised you didn't get an accident a year ago. You're so lucky. My family member died. My father died. My mother died. Everybody dies. Everybody's going to die. What are you going to do? So sometimes we see the hearts of people fragile and we go to destroy it even more. But the one thing that Allah loves is when you see that fragile heart, that distressed heart, There is no good deed that you can be rewarded for more than healing it, comforting it. If you read the Quran is all about healing. If you read about the Prophet ﷺ, he's all about healing. So we as Muslims need to have that healing power. In our homes, as the husband, I need to understand that I need to be a healer of my wife's worries. A lot of the arguments we have as husbands is, she raised her voice. Well, why does a woman raise her voice? Studies show that a woman usually raises her voice when she's afraid. What is she afraid of? When you married her, you were broken, you were ugly, and had no degrees. And you were struggling, you were nobody. And mashallah, she was so beautiful, coming from a great family, and you were begging for her to accept you. Now 20, 30 years later, after she had your child, and she's grown a little bit older and has the gray hair, now you're staying up late with your friends and not coming home, and she has the right to be angry. She has the right to lose some of that esteem and self-esteem. You need to be the healer. Isn't that what Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab did? The roughest and toughest man, when his wife raised her voice over him, what did he do? Did he scream and shout and said, I'm a man, don't you raise your voice over me? Or did he become that gentle, fragile person comforting her and saying, yes, you have raised my children. Yes, you have taken care of my family. Yes, you have seen my privacy. There's no one I can ever love more than you. Look at the difference. Look at this is what the Sahaba were. They were healers even in their homes, even in their marriages. And that is what we as Muslims need to be. We need to be more understanding. Same thing with the sister and the husband. The husband is working all day and working so hard. Show that appreciation. Be that healer of the love that he has to do with his co-workers and the business, and with this corona thing, he might lose his job. Of course he's going to come, doesn't want to talk to nobody, doesn't want to do this, and we don't want to turn the heat on them now. Where were you? You're supposed to be at 5 o'clock. You're 5 minutes and 30 seconds late, and you should have picked up this from the store, and you always pick up the wrong thing, and you always do this. We are supposed to be healers. First and foremost with our own families. The husband with the wife with the husband. We're supposed to be healers. Most importantly with our parents. Beloved brothers and sisters, I wish we had time to explain the verse in the Quran. وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Uff is not even a word. Uff is an expression. It's like, someone is nagging and talking, I'm just like, oh. It's just like saying, man. Someone is saying something and I don't like it, so I just say, it's not even a word, it's not even expressing anger, it's just you're starting to, some little expression. Allah says it's haram. And some of us want to sit and argue with our parents, and when they're worried about us, especially kids nowadays, and our youth, and even some of us older people, I walk into the home and my mother is worried about me, genuinely worried. She has the food ready, she has everything ready, and what do? I walk into the house with my phone and I want to get on Viber and what away. That is not how a Muslim. Jabr al-Khawatir. Jabr al-Khawatir means that hearts in this life are broken, they're tortured, they're distressed, they go through hardship. I have someone that is sick and I lost my job and my family is this and this person has died and so many distresses. Your job as a Muslim, your best job that Allah loves and the Prophet ﷺ loves is to be a healer of hearts. Allah loves it so much, He calls Himself Al-Jabbar. Al-Jabbar, are you sick and you pray to Allah? What did He do? He healed you. Al-Jabbar, were you single looking for a wife? What happened? He found you the wife. Al-Jabbar, Allah, it's so hard and I need to get out of here. I want to go to America. You came to America. Whatever you wanted of Him, He gave you and gave you more than you ever asked for. Because He's the Jabbar, He's the healer, He's the supporter, and He wants us to support and to heal the heart. If you want to know how good of a Muslim you are, look at how much you heal and support others. When people are going through hardships, do they rush to you or do they rush away from you? If they rush away from you, it doesn't matter how much you pray or how much you fast, put a big fat question mark after it. And if they rush to you, you are the luckiest person ever. If the Muslims are rushing to you because you comfort them, that is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. That is the behavior of the Prophet ﷺ. Now you can say, I am a follower of Muhammad ﷺ. The sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, he could not see someone in distress, no matter how big or small it is, unless he jumps in to help them. He doesn't wait until you ask. A lot of us are very good, but after you ask us. But the Prophet ﷺ teaches us a better way of healing, and that is where you have a radar. You have that scanner that's going around. Before someone even asks you, you're sensing what's going on. One time in Medina, the Sahaba were joking. You know how some of us might sit and joke about where we live and whatever. Hey, I live in Palm Beach and you live in Broward. Palm Beach is better than Broward. No, Palm Beach, and you're in Miami. Miami's terrible, and they're just joking and teasing each other about where you live. Just out of fun, nothing intentional behind it. So the Sahaba were joking. Ali ibn Abi Talib is saying, I'm from Abu Talib, I'm the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ. In Mecca we have all this property. Another one jumps in and says, hey, we are from so-and-so. We're the greatest people in Mecca. And they're just laughing about their heritage. Because all of them are from that area of Mecca and Medina, so they have families, they have wealth, they have properties, and they're joking about it. No, we're better than you. No, you're better than us. It's a matter of sense of humor. And amongst them was a Sahabi by the name of Salman. Who is Salman? A poor man from Persia. A poor man seeking the truth, seeking the guidance of Islam, seeking Muhammad. Everything in Persia comes to Al-Medina, doesn't have anything to his name. He's so broke that he lives in the masjid. No wealth, nothing. And he's sitting with the Sahaba. And this one is saying, my family has the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, and we have this wealth, and my family is this, and my honor is this. And you can imagine how little he felt. Even though they were joking, but you can feel how little he felt. So he stepped back from the group. But the healer of the hearts is the Prophet ﷺ. What does he do? He noticed it. He noticed they were just joking. The man is a little bit heartbroken. What is he going to say? I have house, I have properties, I have family. So the Prophet ﷺ grabs Salman, pulls him up so they're both standing together, hugs him and says, Salman minna al al-bayt. Salman is one of al al-bayt. He's one of my family. When you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, your prayer goes to Salman from Persia. How much honor did he give him with just that statement? Can you imagine if you were Salman, how proud you would be? That is what healing hearts is when you uplift someone that feels broken and you raise them to the highest point. You want the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ? Walk home and notice what your wife is going through and say that beautiful, kind word to raise her. Walk home and see your child that's struggling with something and throw that kind word of love and support and pick them up. A lot of us were raised with negative enforcement. A lot of us were growing up, we had that coach, that soccer coach or football coach that taught us, if you want to be a better player, I need to insult you more. So you're playing and the coach is telling you, you're stupid, you're dumb, you need to do this, you're stupid, you're dumb. So we're thinking the more negative I am, the more I'm going to make you smarter and more intelligent and hardworking. That has nothing to do with the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you want the mercy of Allah, if you want Allah to raise you to the highest point in this world in the Akhirah, Jabr al-Khawatir. Find the hearts of people that are broken, that are distressed, that are going through hardships. That brother that lost his parent, that lost his child. That brother that has a surgery or just been told that they are sick. That sister that cannot pay her rent. That just find the people that are distressed. That person that is struggling with their job and heal their heart with supportive word, with comforting word, by being next to them. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. That is what the Prophet ﷺ loved and practiced. That he found someone with a broken heart, he would jump in to stand with them. There was a Sahabi, if I mention his name, nobody even knows him, called Julaybi. You can go in front of Imams, and even the Imams don't mind. They have to open the books of Hadith and find a Hadith in Sahih Bukhari and say, oh, okay, yes, there is a Sahabi by the name of Julaybi. Nobody knows who Julaybi is. Julaybi is, this is not me or anybody. This is Julaybi describing himself. He says, I am poor and I am ugly. The Prophet ﷺ is walking one day. He looks at him, he looks so stressed, and you know that look. Sometimes you walk and you can see someone, you can tell that person is in that depressive, sad, broken heart state. Prophet ﷺ walks in the masjid and looks at him, and he's sad and heartbroken. He says, Prophet of Allah, I ask him, what's wrong with you, Julaybi? He says, Prophet of Allah, I'm broke and I'm ugly. What does that mean when a man says I'm ugly? Basically it means I'm trying to get married, but with my look, forget about it. The Prophet ﷺ is a healer. What does he do? He grabs the hand of Julaybi and says, come with me. And he's pulling him. Prophet of Allah, where are we going? Just come with me. And he goes and knocks on the door of a family. They open the door. The father and the mother are there. An amazing Muslim, an amazing man, always in the masjid, very honest, amazing brother. To marry your daughter. When you go into marriage, don't you need a wedding? He says, I am his wedding. I am his sponsor. They love the Prophet ﷺ, but every father loves his daughter. And Julaybi was ugly. And when I say ugly, I mean you will not accept him as your daughter. So they said, Prophet of Allah, give us some time to think about it. Give us some time to think about it. He says, okay. And they walked away. And the girl heard it and said, Dad, Mom, are you crazy? The Prophet ﷺ comes with a man to our doorstep and you send him back? I will not marry any man except for Julaybi. Why am I saying this? I'm saying it because there's so many situations where someone sitting next to me needs help and I can help them, but what do? We are passive. This brother needs a doctor. I know that guy's a doctor. Call him up. Maybe he'll take him, maybe he won't, but I can help him. Brother so-and-so, do you mind if you can help this guy? Maybe they have a medical situation. They don't have insurance. They can't afford it. This guy's trying to open or whatever. I can help him. Let me try. This sister, looking to get married. This brother looking to get married. I know so many single people. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. But if you want to be a good Muslim, you have to be a healer. You have to be a supporter. You have to jump in. That is what Allah loves. Is when you make it your mission to jump in. أقول هذا القول والصدق العظيم لي ولكم من كل ذنب فاستغفروا الله وتوبوا إليه. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. This dunya is full of ibtila. If you're trying to be happy all the time, you came to the wrong place. Because Allah promised us. This dunya, I don't care if you're rich or poor, I don't care if you're white or black, I don't care if you're Muslim or not Muslim, you're all going to be tested with sickness, hell, losing your health, losing someone that's going to die, losing family members, losing money. Whoever you are, you're going to go through it. Your heart is going to go through times when it's distressed and broken. The luckiest amongst us, brothers and sisters, are the ones that jump to support others. I look at my wife and I can sense she looks a little bit stressed today. She's a little bit short today. and I jump in to be her supporter. There's no man much busier and rougher and tougher and stronger than Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. But yet he can see all the distress going with his wife, and saying that Fatima radiallahu anha, early in the morning, she just woke up and she's brushing her teeth with the miswak, and she has to take care of those little babies, and she has to cook the food for whatever, and just so much stuff that she has to do. And Sayyidina Ali stands next to her, staring, very angry. She's holding the miswaks and looks at him, and he starts to say poetry. He says, "You miswak are the luckiest creature in this universe. If you're a man, I would have cut your head. How lucky you are to touch her most beautiful lips. I am so jealous of you. I wish I was touching those lips right now." And he walks away. And you can just imagine how happy and joyful she felt that her man is trying to mesmerize her and is being romantic and saying kind words to her. It just made her day. And that is what a Muslim husband is. That is what a Muslim wife is. When the husband is working so hard that in today's economy, I don't know if my business is going to do it. I don't know if my work is going to do it. They don't appreciate what I do. The man is going through hesitations, and the wife remembers the most amazing woman ever, as Sayyidah Khadija radiallahu anha wa ardaha, when the Prophet ﷺ comes shivering and shaking. What does she do? Does she say, "What's wrong with you?" Does she? No. Wallahi, la yukhzik Allah. Allah will never put you down. Aren't you the man that supports the ones that are needy? Allah will always support you. And you can just imagine the Prophet ﷺ going from someone that is heartbroken, distressed, and worried and afraid to someone that is like, okay. And that is why Allah names Himself Al-Jabbar. Allah calls Himself the healer, the supporter, the one that mends broken hearts. And I want you to look at your life from the day that you were created. Every single time you went through something that broke your heart, Wallahi, Al-Jabbar, Allah has to heal it and give you something that will mend it and make you happier than before. Look at the life of the Prophet ﷺ. In very short days, the two closest people to him die. When people are attacking him, his uncle Abu Talib is protecting him, he dies. Now they're just attacking him publicly. And that comfort at home that's close to him, Sayyidah Khadija, his wife, the mother of his children, dies. And you can just see the heart of the Prophet ﷺ being broken. But Al-Jabbar is there. The healer, the supporter is there. He goes to bed. Jibreel alayhi salam says, "Wake up, Muhammad. You have no idea what Allah has ready for you." What is it? This is Al-Buraq. Get on top of it. A moment later, he's in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. All the prophets of Allah are praying behind him. His father Ibrahim, Isa, Musa, all of them praying behind him in Masjid Al-Aqsa. Then he goes to the heaven, to the highest point that even the angels have never reached. That is what Al-Jabbar does. The Prophet ﷺ goes to At-Taif to invite the people of At-Taif. The people of Mecca are persecuting him. He goes to At-Taif to invite the people of At-Taif. What do? They stand two straight lines and they start stoning him and stoning him and stoning him. And he's going heartbroken, bleeding to Mecca. Can you imagine what could ever happen? There's no man in the way back. He's going back to Mecca. Even worse people than the people of Taif. There they neglected and they stoned him. There they're going and they're stoning him. So what does he do? He starts to recite the Quran as he's going back. He starts to recite the Quran as he's going back. Allah revealed verses to comfort him. Allah is the healer. But the verses that Allah healed them with are so amazing. One of the most, I love the Quran, but those are some of the most beautiful verses that I love because Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam would never have imagined what happened. He's coming from a Taif, he's heartbroken, I'm going to invite them to Allah, and they reject me and they stone me. He's heartbroken, he's reciting the Quran between him and Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals a chapter in the Quran in which he says, قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفَرٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ فَقَالُوا إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا. As you are walking, Muhammad, coming back from a Taif, The jinn were listening to your recitation, and they said, wow, we have heard the most amazing recitation in the world. A word that comes purely from Allah. A word that invites us to the path of the truth. And we accept and want to become Muslim and follow you, Muhammad. Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam did not know that he wanted to invite humans, but Allah made him invite jinn, and the jinn became Muslim, and the Quran is revealed to witness that conversion of them, to tell him about it, to heal his heart. If you want the mercy of Allah, my brothers and sisters, always look at the person next to you and know that life is tough. Look at your husband and know that life is tough, and find the kind words to comfort his heart. Look at your wife and know that life is tough. There's so much stuff she's worried about and she's stressed about. Even if she raises her voice, even if she's a little bit tough, even if she's arguing with you, remember, life is tough, and your job is to heal that heart. And even when the children are not listening to us and are driving us crazy, and they love to drive us crazy, remember that their generation is tough, and they're going through things that we can never start to imagine. Heal their hearts. And when you come and look at someone that is sick, you have no idea what health means. When someone gets older, simple things like knee pain and joint pains and diabetes and heart, and you just don't realize the toll it takes on someone. So when you stand with them, comfort them. Be that comforter with your words. Be that healer with your words. Finances are tough. Nowadays, people don't even look at us if you don't have money. So when you know someone has lost something financially, make them over anybody else. If I'm sitting at dinner next to my friends that are all rich and wealthy and own businesses, and a poor sister walks in or a poor brother walks in, no. I will show them more honor and more respect and stand by them and hug them and shake their hands. Quote unquote, after Corona. Don't go shaking hands and then I get a lawsuit saying Bashir said we should shake hands. But the point that I'm making is be like the Prophet ﷺ, when everybody was standing and he noticed that poor person, he said, no, he's mine. So now everybody wants to become friends with said man because he's from Ahlul Bayt. Let us be more sensitive to the needs of others. Those that are going through financial problems, that are going through health problems, that are going through economical problems, that are going through spiritual problems. That are going through spiritual problems. One thing that we like to do is to point fingers. Brother never comes to the masjid. Sister, you see the other day going to this place. And no. Especially those people, we need to be more loving and caring of them and supportive of them. Care once about the brother that comes to the masjid, and care tons that doesn't come to the masjid, and the sister that doesn't pray. It's because of that mercy and that love that they will love you, and then they will love coming to the masjid. Why did the people come to the Prophet ﷺ before even reading the Quran? It's because he was soft. He was gentle, he was helping, he was rushing to support them, he was kind to them, he was attracting their hearts before anything else. Imagine the people of Mecca that hated the Prophet ﷺ, that evicted him, that pushed him, that fought him. Before he left, when you were traveling, leaders of Quraysh hated the Prophet ﷺ, and you had millions, and there were no banks back then. Who did you trust with your money? Do you know who they trusted? Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, the Prophet of Allah. During the day they would insult him and curse him, and you're not a liar, you're a liar. But when they're traveling, they knew that he's the one that will protect my wealth. So my beloved brothers and sisters, if you want the mercy of Allah in this dunya, always be there to heal the hearts of your brothers and sisters. And there's a couple of categories I just want to stress. I know I went over time, forgive me, and I'll wrap up with it. Imagine when we're talking right now I'm raising my voice or whatever, Allah says in the Quran, out of love and honor for the Prophet ﷺ, لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي. It is haram to raise your voice over the voice of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet ﷺ is speaking in this voice. He's speaking in this voice. I cannot raise my voice over his voice. My volume has to be lower than his volume. Out of respect. لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي. That's why the Sahaba, when they used to argue and fight, they'd run and ask him for forgiveness. Sorry, Prophet of Allah, we did not know you were there. Out of love and respect for him, you never raise your voice over that of the Prophet ﷺ. He's like our father, so he can raise his voice. Now I have a quiz for you guys. Do you know that there is one person that it's haram for the Prophet ﷺ to raise his voice over? For us, it is haram to raise our voices over the Prophet ﷺ out of love and respect. He's our prophet, he's our leader, he's the commander-in-chief. In certain circumstances, he needs to raise his voice. Raise his voice. But Muhammad, Allah says it is haram for you to raise your voice over one person. And by the way, that one person is still alive until today. So if that one person is there, it is haram for us to raise our voices over that person. Allah says in the Quran, وَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. If an orphan comes before you, Muhammad ﷺ, asking for support, don't you dare reject them or break their heart. Don't you dare. And if a poor needy comes in front of you, Muhammad, don't you dare raise your voice over them. I see a poor person, you're always standing in the masjid, get out of the masjid, you're blocking the whatever, you're always asking for money. Don't you dare, Muhammad, not even you and me. Allah saying to the poor, Muhammad, my beloved prophet of messenger, I have made it haram on you that if someone that is in need comes, that you raise your voice over them. And if an orphan comes that is in need, don't you dare touch their heart. It is haram for you to even do something, anything that might touch their heart. So my beloved brothers and sisters, what is the greatest thing that we can do? We all have family members. We all have that brother that died, or sister that died, or uncle that died, or neighbor that died, and has children that are 7, 8, 12, 13, 14 years old that are orphans. If you want the mercy of Allah, slam dunk, easy. You just want the mercy of Allah. You know, there's some brothers, mashallah, they fast 3 days, 2 Mondays and Thursdays and 3 days a month, and I'm too lazy, I can't do that. There's some brothers that read so much Quran and just 2 juz a day, I can't do that. There's some brothers that pray every single night, Qiyam al-Layl, I can't do that. I want to find an easy slam dunk, something that I can get as much reward as all of them. Find that orphan and heal their heart. Comfort their heart. Be there for them. Maybe financially, maybe morally, maybe supporting them, maybe helping them with their career. It doesn't have to be financial if I don't have money, but maybe making sure that they go to a good school, that they learn more about this religion. Maybe picking them up. Whenever I take my children to the mall, then I pick them and take them with my children to the mall. Whenever it's Eid, then I'm buying stuff for my kids, then I buy something for them. Then I send them a card, then I send them an email, then I add them in my WhatsApp, whatever it is for that orphan, to fill that heart. You have no idea what Allah will do to your heart in this dunya and the akhirah. So in conclusion, my brothers and sisters, if you want to know where you stand before Allah, ask yourself, do people rush to me to comfort them? If someone has a problem, maybe they're sick, maybe their child is driving them crazy, maybe they lost their job, maybe they have some financial issues, maybe it's just the stresses of the life, maybe this corona thing is driving them crazy. Am I the first person they're going to call and talk to and they feel comfortable talking to? Or am I the last person? And I'll conclude with a joke of one of my friends that lost his job. And I'm trying to comfort him. I said, brother, don't worry about it. You'll find a much better job. You don't worry about it. Alhamdulillah, you got fired. I'm trying to assure him to be that healer. And he started to laugh and he said, Wallahi, I'm not worried about losing the job. I know I'll get a better job. I said, but you look so scared and afraid. He said, yes, I'm scared and afraid. I said, why? He said, because when I go home, I have to tell my wife that I lost my job. So, mashallah, his wife is a healer, but of a different kind. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا الا غفرته ولا هما الا فرجته ولا كربا الا نفذته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها الصلاح إلا أنت على قضائها ويسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Allah, we ask you with your most beautiful names and your most beautiful attributes that you make us heal the hearts of our brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make us stand with our brothers and sisters, support our brothers and sisters, enrich and in wealth and in help and whenever they're in need, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask you to protect us and protect our children. Make our children, give them the best of health and wealth and faith and the best of this dunya and the akhirah, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allah, if our parents are alive, raise them Jannat al-Firdaus. And if they're alive, allow us to honor them and respect them the best that we can, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And if they have passed away, enlighten their graves with your mercy and your blessings, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And join us and our families and our loved ones, all of the Muslimin and Firdaus al-A'la, with our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa sahabati wa ali bayti wa kullu salatikum wa rahmatullah.
Allahu Akbar, Allah illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah, qad qamati salat, qad qamati salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah.
Strengthen your legs and don't leave any gaps. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس
الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers, most importantly, we have a sister, her husband is in the hospital, she's having a hard time getting rent together. So we have this donation box on the podium. Anyone that could please help her out, drop some money in there, inshallah, we can pass that over to her. Also, we ask this every week, please do continue to spread the information to your friends, your peers, your family, that the masajid are open, that we're practicing all the precautions needed. So please do invite more, bring more people with you to the masjid so we can start filling up the masjid again. One thing that we are working on is we're teaming up with an organization, Pakistani brothers. They'll be providing COVID-19 testing. I'm not really too sure if it's for antibodies or if people are actually sick or not, but we're working, inshallah, to do an event here in the masjid. Everything will be clean and sterile and whatnot. We'll have more information if you want to. Just keep an eye on your email or on the Facebook group, inshallah. The Facebook group, just search As-Salam Center and join if you're not already there. But inshallah, all the announcements in regards to that will be on there as more information becomes available. And brothers, please, the masjid does always need your help, so try to give generously on your way out. You'll see large donation boxes. Give whatever you can, because as you do know, our income is very limited at the moment. As-Salamu alaykum.
I think the testing is still tentative, but it should be on the 27th, Saturday the 27th from 12 to 4. It'll be confirmed, inshallah.